Welcome, kayak anglers. You are tuning into the Paddle and Fin Podcast Network, kayak fishing's best network of shows with great hosts covering all things kayak fishing, bringing you special guests covering topics such as shore fishing, river trips, gear reviews, angler profiles, tournament news, and more. Sit back, relax. Let's do this.
Hey guys, welcome to the Paddle and Fin Podcast Network. This is John Rapp with the Rusty Hook Kayak Fishing Podcast. Let's kick one off here today. Special episode.
Welcome to the Rusty Hook Podcast. Presented by Feelfree Kayaks. Paddle, pedal, or power. There's something for everyone. DuBro Fishing. American-made marine applications and soft plastics. Ace Adventure Resort. West Virginia's go-to outdoor recreation destination. Big Lake Bait Company. Texas's #1 custom bait maker. Raw and unfiltered. Streaming on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and X. Bringing you gear reviews and candid interviews from the industry's best. Angler profiles, tournament news, and legendary knowledge from kayak fishing's best. Grab that cold drink and get settled in. Now here's John Rapp, our host.
Hey guys, welcome to a special episode of the Rusty Hook Podcast. So, I thought I'd do this episode and touch base on something that most recently happened to me and how it's affected my sporting career. So, recently, as of this time last year, my VA claims went through and I became 100% disabled through the military. And started doing some research. You know, last year I had already bought my license for West Virginia, my fishing, hunting and fishing sportsman's license. But when I was going through the VA assistance, and I want to tell you guys here in the state of West Virginia, if you're a veteran, you need to go, go get your ID card from the VA and get set up for medical care, get your testings done. First thing and foremost is you should do your hearing test. But after that, to do all, when you get your ID card, go talk to the VA office set up by the state of West Virginia. We just happen to have one here in Summersville. So I went to it, filed my paperwork. I'd been getting paperwork frequently from the military regarding the PACT Act. So when I filed, submitted my paperwork for some issues that I had, I qualified. And, I mean, most of y'all know that y'all have seen over the years, I've been posting in the last 10, 12 years Facebook's been around, of all the different surgeries I've had removing skin cancer. But anyway, get back on topic here. Because of my medical issues, I have become 100% disabled, and I went and got my ID card. So, and I'm squared away there. So, getting ready for the fishing season. February, weather's going to be getting pretty. I got some trips planned. I'm going to Pennsylvania, Virginia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Florida, and probably New York as well. So I know I'm going to be buying some licenses. And I started thinking about it, being 100% disabled. I did research online. And I want to bring up a page here I want you guys to see. That one of the things that I found during my research to check and see if I could apply with other states regarding my disability rating and get licensed. And so, first of all, let me share this screen, bring it up, and I'm going to bring this page up right here. VA Claims Insider. So this page here talks about non-resident disabled veteran fishing licenses. And I'm like looking at it. Brings up each state. Talks about non-resident license. And it says, this right here I wanted to point out. 13 U.S. states offer special veteran fishing privileges to certain non-resident disabled veterans. And you can see the list of those states. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, I did research on this. And it must be one of those scam websites trying to get veterans involved, because it's not legit. So I'm going to bring up something here. So it talks about these states here. Let's look at the state of Georgia. Okay. So I went to the state of Georgia to file an application. And before I did that, I went to their DNR page. And let me pull, that's Pennsylvania there. Let me pull up the right one. State of, that's West Virginia. Okay, we'll get into that one. All right, I'm going to pull up my other. Okay, here it is, Georgia. And I got it highlighted right here. And you can see it says disability fishing license, annual, not offered. And it's not offered to non-residents up here toward the top. So I was like, well, that's. Then I looked up Pennsylvania, Florida, and everything. And basically, what it's saying there is, what I found out is that information from that website was not accurate. You have to be a resident. They do offer disabled veterans an opportunity to get a license for free. So if you're a disabled veteran in those states, go look at it. As I've showed you, get all your paperwork lined out. Go to your vet assistance office or your DNR, your Department of Natural Resources, or your however they're labeled in your state, and go to their offices and get a card. So make sure you do your due diligence, because there are websites out there they're not legit. Let me pull that back up. Yeah, so the information looks relatively correct, and I don't know how they got it, but and the other thing I found out too is it says some information on there about if you have a West Virginia, and I called and talked to South Carolina specifically about this, where I'm going down in less than 2 weeks to fish, is if I have a West Virginia disabled veterans license, and they offer that down in South Carolina, if they would recognize mine, and they said no, that you have to buy a non-resident license for your time down there. So get the 3-day or 10-day permit like you would if you're just visiting on vacation. Unless you're, of course, you guys are going to be there frequently. Then make sure you get that. The best way to save some money. So we'll take a quick break here for a second and get myself situated for showing you guys what you need to do to make yourself eligible here in West Virginia.
This is the Rusty Hook Podcast, supporting people and companies that support us. Feelfree Kayaks. paddle, pedal, or power, something for everyone. DuBro Fishing, manufacturer of fishing and marine products for freshwater and saltwater anglers. Big Lake Bait Company, Texas's #1 custom soft plastics bait maker. And Ace Adventure Resort, West Virginia's #1 go-to outdoor destination with whitewater, zip lining. You're tuned in to the Rusty Hook Podcast. More than a podcast, but a way of life. From the biggest lakes to the smallest creeks, we are all things kayak fishing. Refresh that drink, turn up the volume, and feel the excitement. It's time for the second half of the show. Live, raw, and unfiltered. Now, let's join the one and only Big Daddy.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Rusty Hook Kayak Fishing Podcast. Again, this is a special edition episode to address a small specific topic, and that's about how to get your West Virginia fishing license if you're a disabled, permanently disabled, 100% disabled veteran. So we'll pull up another thing for you here, and I'm going to go to the West Virginia DNR 2025 Interactive Handbook. And we're going to look at something here real quick. We're going to go into the specifics of code, and so you'll know what's required. So, as you can see here, I've got the PDF pulled up, and I've got it highlighted on page 33. Or 34, actually. Or, well, yeah. So, it's under license requirement continued. Fishing license not required for. Okay, so if you go down to the 6th paragraph down, I'm going to highlight it here for you guys. Let's go over it here. Residents honorably discharged from the United States Armed Forces receiving total permanent service-connected disability benefits. Total permanent disability benefits, or former prisoners of war determined by the Veterans Administration or resident disabled veterans who qualify under West Virginia Code 17A 10 and 8. That's how I qualified. And are exempt from payment of any motor vehicle registration fee by the Commission of Motor Vehicles. Here's the important part. Such persons must carry a card issued by the DNR. So, you're still being issued a hunting and fishing license by the DNR. It's just saying you don't have, the roundabout way here is there's, if you go out and you hunt and fish and you have no issued identification or something from the West Virginia DNR showing that you've applied to be fish for the year, you're going to get cited or get your equipment confiscated, and that includes hunting. So let's look at that code, and we'll pull up that page again here in my pictures if I can find it. Now here's the West Virginia code for 17A 10. Okay, and it's vehicle exempt from payment of registration fees. And then, as you can see, I've got number 5 highlighted. Not more than one vehicle owned by a veteran with 100% total permanent service-connected disability as certified by the Director of Department of Veterans Affairs of West Virginia. Again, it's a state office that are spread out around the state. You need to go to your local one and do your paperwork for this. And that's the good thing about, I found out while I was researching this, I was thinking I would just get a document from them. They did everything for me. They signed it. I signed it, filled it out, and sent it in for me. And here in just a second, I'll show you what that form looks like. But again, this is go over this again. Do not no more than one owned vehicle, 100% total permanent disability connected. Certified the Department of Veteran Affairs of West Virginia and not used for commercial purposes. So that's your personal vehicles. So we'll go back here and we'll talk about that again some more. So that's 17, 8, 10, and 8. As I showed you, I went and got my card through the VA. And the other thing I want to let you guys know is there's apps for your cell phones too. Like I've got this one here. It shows with the VA ID.me, and it's showing I got my 100% disability. And it's got my document under where it's basically a letter from the military that awarded me that I had to fill out and send in. When they filled that out, you'll get that too, and you can print that out, keep copies of it, and if you go somewhere that allows you to get something as a disabled veteran, some type of benefit, then you have that ability to do that. I will keep copies of that in your vehicle. So you've done this information. You've showed that you meet these qualifications, and let's see. Let me pull up a file here for you guys. Downloads. Should be a PDF. And we'll pull up okay, well, I'm going to pull this up. I've got it on my phone. Take a quick break here real quick, and we will look it up here. Alright guys, sorry about that. While I had you on break here, I went and pulled up the PDF file, found it, and I'm going to bring it back onto the show. So this is the form that you would go get from your DNR office, or this form was already on file at the VA office. And as you can see, it's this form here, highlighted up top, Division of Natural Resources, Disabled Veteran and Former Prisoner of War Application for Hunting and Fishing Privileges. It is the DNR-CR-VET POW1, and the form date is 12/1/2019. And you can see you just fill it out, and then they check the box for you here. And mine was this one here, second one down. Signed it. They certified it right here under for official, and it's the West Virginia Veterans Assistance Office official. So you pretty much need to go get that done, or you have to go to the DMV here, Commissioner of Vehicles, to get it done. So one of the two locations is whatever's easiest for you. And once you fill out that form, and the other thing is too, if you go to the VA office, Maybe the DMV has it, but I doubt it. They're not quite as helpful. But if you go to the VA office, they have already prepared, at least in Summersville, our boys there are squared away, envelopes with addresses directly to the specific department in the DNR to get that issued license. So when I left yesterday from the VA office, he had that already filled out. I signed it, folded up, put an envelope with a stamp, and ready to go in outgoing mail. And so hopefully by the end of the month, I'll have that card. And what I'll do is I'll go into the comments of this show and make a post with a photograph of how that card is probably just going to look like a standard print-off license. It'll be and the other good thing about this, when you do this, is it's indefinite. It's for the rest of your life. So that's something to consider. Hope you enjoyed this quick tutorial. I know it's a little bit fly by night, but I did want to talk about how to do that. So just to reiterate a little bit this in a little bit more constructive format, go to the VA, get set up, get enrolled into the VA system. Then go to your Veterans Assistance Office and file your paperwork to see what level of disability rating that you are available to. With the PACT Act, a lot of you guys here that I know I've served with, if you have a lot of issues and you've been overseas, we've been around burn pits, we've been in the desert, all the different things that shots and medications that they made us take that are coming back 25 years later and causing issues. So look, make sure you go get yourself checked, get your rating, and with my situation personally, I qualified for 100%, which made me eligible for this benefit. And there are several other benefits that are good about this. One of the things I found out now that I've got this military identification where it shows I'm 100% disabled, I can go to any military post just like I'm a retired member, as well as I'm eligible for discounts on flights, and I can take military flights as Space A. If you remember those days when you were in the military and you tried to take hops around the nation or fly from one state to another, you could jump on an Air Force or military plane if they had a seat available and fly at $20 or $40. So it was quite reasonable. But anyway, if you have any questions about this, don't hesitate to reach out to me. And I do want to dispel the myth again, based on what we saw with that one website, is that if you have a license from one state, there were 13 other states that had reciprocal agreements. This is not a concealed weapons permit. It's not recognized. Like some states recognize concealed weapons, your fishing license is not recognized just because you're disabled. You have to research it before you go somewhere. Don't expect it to be that way. The other thing I want to point out to you is there's a lot of information out there that target people that are military, disinformation, that are they're just trying to pay on your PTSD, and don't let them do that. Don't let them fraudulently get your information or take money from you and then not do what you're expecting them to try to help you with. But if I can help you in any way, from one veteran to another, definitely reach out to me. And I look forward to seeing all you guys out on the water this year, catching a lot of fish. Santee Cooper's calling my name. Me and a bunch of troopers are going to be heading down there in next here in 2 weeks, going down and hitting. We'll make a stop down at Lake Norman and near Charlotte for a day, and then head down to Santee and fish for a week when we can get into our cabin. So be blessed. Thank you again, and I appreciate you guys taking a few minutes to hang out with me.
Thank you for tuning in to the Paddle and Fin Podcast Network. We hope you enjoyed the show. Don't forget, for future shows, like, follow, share, and hit that subscribe button. Make sure you check out our individual channels and accounts too. Want to be a guest on one of our shows and talk of adventures, gear, or products? Contact us. Thank you for watching The Noob Show with Matt Gibson, Chasing the Tide with Dustin Nichols, The Rusty Hook with John Rapp, The River Run with Adam Fraser Pross, May Contain Fishing with Daniel Woodcock, Chasing the 20s with Carlisle Esterly and Sean Lavery, Friday Night Bites with Brian Schiller. Thanks for tuning into the Paddle and Fin Network. Subscribe and always wear your PFD.